All right, my friends. So it's early. It's 7:26, and we are just, well, Leo is going to start prepping the stuff for dinner. I don't know what this is called, though. This is
hopefully
a beef loin tenderloin. That's what it says. Beef loin tenderloin.
A fillet.
A fillet, and we're going to cut this into steaks, right? And yeah, so Leo's going to go ahead and trim it up. Go ahead and show him how you do it.
I always like to clean out the sink really good for these big chunks of meat, just so I could just drop it in there and not worry about getting blood everywhere.
And then I follow in, and I will go through and just, after this is done, and I scrub out my sink real good, because that's gross.
Alright, so then, damn, that's heavy. So the first thing I do is when I trim these up, is you kind of look for, this is what's called the butt end of it, the thicker part. So I just look for this little entry right here, so you can stick your fingers in there and actually just pull this off, this skin. Well, that one's a little bit of a nerve, so. And what I do is I just kind of slowly lift that a little bit. A lot of people just rip it all off because they like to take off what's called the whole chain meat. A lot of people like to take this all off because they want perfectly uniform steaks. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like it's not really necessary. So then once you get that off like that, you just kind of follow where it ends, right there. And then you just want to take some of these big chunks of fat off right here, like that.
So if you're able to pull them off loosely, then it's good.
You definitely want to use your hands to pull and tug everything off as much as possible, because it's a real tender piece of meat, so it's not going to take much for you to kind of overdo it with the knife. So then there's this other little nerve here, that this like gristle stuff that runs here, and you want to get that off too. That one could be a little difficult though, so you're gonna need a nice sharp knife for it. Again, it's not something the average person can't do. So
we have the knife that Leo's using right now, links down below if you guys want to check it out. Just letting you know.
Right. So then that's pretty much it right there on this side. Then you can flip it over to the other side, and this one's pretty clean. There's not a lot of bad stuff on here, except for just maybe this little chunk right here. And you just want to take your time with it, you know, the first few times you do it, because I know usually these are pretty expensive. So a lot of this stuff, like a lot of this fat, sometimes it's not necessary to take off because it'll cook off. But like this stuff right here, this real shiny skin like that needs to come off, because that's what's called bone felt, and that's gonna be chewy. It's gonna ruin your dinner.
So we like to buy these whole, because it's actually cheaper when you buy in bulk like this. And then if you guys wanted to, right when you got it home, you can just go ahead and do this and then cut it up and divide it into meals.
We should have cut this up as soon as I got it. So, because now we're gonna have to eat like 8 pounds of steak for the next 2-3 days.
Yeah, but we're okay with that.
And then another thing you want to do too is you want to flip this on this side like that, and sometimes it'll have a little knot of fat in here. And again, if you don't have to use your knife, I would recommend you not use it. So you could just pull a lot of that off like that. So most of that came off, so you'll have to use your knife to kind of help this little piece out. And that's it.
Betty knows. He's like, oh snap. So, Leo's in the kitchen.
So what a lot of people like to do too is they like to cook this as a whole roast, and you could if you want to. The only thing I recommend you do is that since it's so thick here and then it thins out over here at the end, is I suggest you cut that off and then maybe have that for a little dinner or something. But a lot of people don't like to cut it off. So what I recommend doing is just cutting about 3/4 of the way down, and then you just tuck it in like that. And then you'll have a more uniform roast too.
Okay.
But like I said, there's like tons of different ways to trim these up. Like I said, people rip all this off right here and cut this whole thing off right here, and then they'll have just the center section, which is nice if you're, you know, if you're doing some kind of competition or presentation or on a cooking channel. But I mean, it's just for your house, so
Yeah,
and that's a lot to waste for, you know. People would say, oh, you could use that like for fajitas or a stir fry, but I'm not using filet mignon for a stir fry. If it's not here, we're not.
and you guys are probably wondering what usually today's Sunday that we're recording this, and usually on Sundays that's like grandparents' day. So either Leo's mom and dad or my dad will end up showing up today. So we like to cook a little extra so we could feed everybody. So, right, babes?
Yeah.
But all right, show them how you're gonna cut into it.
And then to cut into it is, like I said, I like to separate this butt portion right here like that sometimes. And then just put it off to the side. And then this part right here is entirely up to you, however thick or thin you want the steaks. I cut them about, maybe about a 1/2 inch right there. And then sometimes, if it has a little too much fat for your liking, you could just individually trim each one. I usually, what I do is I trim the whole entire thing, but I know a lot of people don't have a super sharp knife at home, so this is probably the best way to do it. Like I said, this is what I recommend for a piece of meat like this, because I know this isn't cheap. So then you got yourself a nice about 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch steak right there.
Okay.
And then you can make them as thick or as thin as you want.
You like your steaks thin or thick?
I prefer them a little thick.
You like your steaks like you like your women?
Yes, babe. See, that got a little chunk of meat, fat right there. You got another nice little steak there.
And then we just have them all in a little pan there. Like I said, this is real early. We're not going to cook these just yet. But we're just prepping the meat just to get it out of the sink as well. So, and then I don't know what we're going to do for side yet. We're going to run to the grocery store. But I don't know. We have mashed potatoes in there, so we can cook those for like Leo and the kids and stuff. I don't know what else we're going to have. And then I'm going to cook up some... I'm going to cut up some onion and some mushroom to go on the side, because I love that with a nice steak. And yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like for mashed cauliflower, but I don't know. I'm going to see what we can find. That's kind of the plan at least. But yeah, so he's going to finish cutting these up. And then to season them, I'm just going to reach over you really quickly. One more. So what we're going to season the steaks with are just some pure sea salt, some of this Gibson seasoning salt. We get this at Costco.
Oh, no. It's one or the other.
Oh, it's one of the others.
We hardly have any more of that left. But that's my go-to, and that's all I do on it. And then, since we're going to run out of that, I'm going to go just straight black pepper, pure sea salt, and we're going to pick up some garlic.
Oh, well, there you go. That's what he says. So that's it. Real easy. So it's 10:15 and I haven't eaten yet. So I'm going to have one of these egg witch turkey sandwiches. You guys seen these before. I love these. I love the simplicity of them. You just damp in a paper towel, toss them in the microwave for 2 minutes, and that's it. I get these at Costco if you guys were interested, but they're really, really good. So that's what is going to be for breakfast. I want to show you one thing I picked up today. So my mother-in-law made this. This is a Calabasa squash. And she steams them, and I tried it and it was so good. So, and then I was looking up on like on my phone and stuff, and the carb count is actually pretty minimal, and it's like a sweet type thing. So we're gonna try this for dinner. I think she might come over, so we're gonna try this out, but this is gonna be our side for dinner tonight. I'm really excited because I really, really love these. It was really good, and the way she did it, I was even able to eat the skin a little bit. So Leo's actually talking to her, so she's going to give us the recipe and how to do it, but pretty excited, so we'll try it. But it is a little bit different. It's not it's called the Calabasa Squash. So just look in your aisles and stuff. It's kind of a flat kind of thing. I don't know. I've never had them before until she made it, and I was like, dang, Chavela, that's good. So, but everything my mother-in-law makes is delicious. It's quite ridiculous. Hey my friends, I wanted to go ahead and add this in really quickly. Perfect Keto came out with some new fall flavors and they sent over some snickerdoodle cookies. Look, Leo is so excited for these snickerdoodle cookies because he lives for these. These are usually his go-to for like coffee, and snickerdoodle is his favorite. So yeah, they came out with these, and then they also came out with a new MCT powder flavor and collagen, which is cinnamon toast, which I wonder if it tastes like the cereal because I love cinnamon toast cereal. They are offering a deal, so if you guys wanted to go ahead and, you know, buy some little things for yourself, they are offering 10% off of one item, 20% off of two, and 30% off of three. So if you wanted to go ahead and, you know, do a little shopping, buy yourself some snacks, you can do so. You know, let's open these up and see what they taste like. So here is the cookie, nice and thick. So you can see they're nice and thick. We're just gonna crack one in half here. All right, so we're gonna try this out. Oh man, these are really good. They taste really cinnamony. And these are really freaking good. Man, what are they? What is in Snickerdoodle? Ray, you want to try one of these Snickerdoodle cookies?
I think you're.
Here, come here real quick. Try this. The Snickerdoodle.
I like gross. I'm sorry.
Just come on over.
I'm right here. Yeah, I promise.
They're good, huh? They're good, right?
I like that. These looks really good.
Mm-hmm. These are good. I give these a thumbs up. Your dad's gonna love these.
Actually, like good.
They're really good.
Mm-hmm.
They taste like a Christmas fall cookie, you know?
It almost tastes like an oatmeal cookie too.
Yeah.
Like an oatmeal cookie mixed with a Snickerdoodle.
And they're like really soft. Yeah, these are delicious. Definitely recommend these ones. And they don't have like that cooling.
Or like that aftertaste.
Yeah, there's no aftertaste either.
Like how with some keto stuff, you can have like that nasty aftertaste from the sweetener.
Yeah.
You don't have that.
You want another piece?
Yeah.
Well, you know they're good if we keep eating them. So, all right, my friends, I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to get your hands on some. I guess we should probably tell your dad. I hide a lot of this stuff from him.
Probably like those.
Yeah. Here's another one. Between Leo and my dad, they eat everything. But, all right, guys. Now I gotta add this into my thing. Okay, so I'm gonna make a little, I guess, like light lunch. And I'm going to use these English cucumbers before they turn on me. And I'm gonna make a little vinaigrette dressing. You guys been here for a minute. I've been like trying my hand at like making my dressings homemade. And I really wanted just something light to go with this because we're gonna have like kind of a heavier dinner. And I'm gonna use some of this olive oil. I'm gonna use 2/3 a cup of the olive oil and 1/3 a cup of the red wine vinegar and some salt and pepper. I had really thought I might actually throw a couple tomatoes in there as well. I had thought I had whatchamacallit, feta cheese. I swore I had feta cheese. That would have been like everything with this little mix, but I can't find it, so I guess I must have ate it or something. I don't know. But yeah, so like I said, 2/3 a cup of olive oil, 1/3 a cup of red wine vinegar, some salt and pepper for seasoning, and then whatever. I'm gonna do, like I said, some English cucumber and some tomatoes. We got pomegranates for the girls because it's that time of the year. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you. But it's real easy, and I love these like light little meals. All right, so I made that dressing with the 2/3 of olive oil, 1/3 of the vinegar, and salt and pepper, and it was just bland. So I added about a tablespoon of spicy brown mustard and a packet of whole sweetener and a little bit more salt and pepper, and it just gives it a nice little kick. And that was it. So if you guys ever like struggle with vinaigrette, I always add some spicy brown mustard and some like sweetener, and it just makes it for me. So that's what I did, just in case you guys were wondering. And if you guys had a mason jar to store this in, it would be even better, but I don't have one of those. So here is that cucumber salad. I put about a half of a Roma tomato in there, and then this is 2 English cucumbers with that dressing, and then I just topped it with a little bit more salt and pepper. And this is going to be my lunch. Again, if you guys had like feta cheese, blue cheese, any type of crumbly cheese, that would be so delicious on here. If you wanted to throw in olives, you can do whatever you wanted to do. I just kind of kept mine real simple and light, but this is going to be a little snack there. So, made my little cucumber salad. Do you like it? The dressing's good? You like having the cucumbers like that too? Well, there, that one. It was really good, but she liked it, so I just gave her mine. So we're gonna start this Calabasa squash, and we're gonna wing it because I looked up some directions and some of them call for, they have this these cubes of like brown sugar cinnamon mixture. I don't know the exact name of them. I'm trying to get all the, they have like seeds in them, okay? I don't know the exact name of it, but usually you use it for like sweet desserts. Hey Lee, what's the name of that, those little brown sugar cubes? That. And so the stuff that I've been finding, this is kind of hard to take out, has those ingredients. They don't even take out the seeds, to be honest, but I think that's kind of gross just to leave the seeds in there. So I'm gonna gut this kind of like a pumpkin, make a mess, because that's how I do things. But yeah, so like I said, my mother-in-law made this for me. I'm just cutting these in chunks because we're gonna put them in a stock pot and we're gonna kind of wing it. So, you know, we love when we wing things around here. And how we're going to make it is, because we're not gonna use those sweet bits, so I'm just gonna kind of pull this part out. I have a little bowl right here to catch everything. Like I'm just like a little garbage bowl. You guys know how I do. Okay, so that one's out. And we're gonna use some Swerve brown sugar and some fresh cinnamon sticks. Like I said, they used those little sugar cubes, but we're not gonna use those. They're very good though. Like if you wanted to like say YOLO and do it, you could, but we're not doing that. We're gonna be good today. So yeah, I just cut them into chunks. I've never actually seen these whole. I just seen them like this, like how I have it already sliced up. And I wanted to, I've never made these before. Like I said, my mother-in-law had brought me one. She made hers plain and just steamed it because she knew I couldn't, she's so sweet. She knows I can't eat a lot of that stuff. And she tries to, like, she'll make stuff, and she's watching YouTube now because she got, her and my father-in-law got an iPad. And she's been doing a lot of sugar-free recipes. So, yeah. So this is what it looks like. Almost like it, to me, on the inside is like a mixture of a pumpkin and a butternut squash. But I feel like these are real sweet. You can make this with empanadas too. So if you guys wanted to use these and do empanadas, you totally can do that. Because that's how I've seen her do them in the past. And if you guys wanted to see like an empanada recipe using these, and we could try to do like a keto batter, like a breading for it, we could do that. So let me know. So, oh gosh, my nose. Again, we're winging it. So we have a little stock pot. I'm just gonna toss these into the stock pot, little pieces. I don't wanna stack them on top of each other because I want them all to kind of have their space. I'm just gonna cut this one in half. Okay. And then we're gonna do this one. Again, I'm gonna cut this one in half. Okay, just trying to figure this out. We'll just toss that one like that. Okay. All right, so I guess you don't want to cover these. You just want to do a little bit of water so they steam is what. Holy shit, I just made a mess. All right, that's it. So just a little bit, okay? We're gonna put these on the pot, and I gotta clean up all the water I just spilled. So we have our stock pot. We have the squash in there, and I have about 1.5 tablespoons of the Swerve brown sugar. So this is the one I use. I get mine at a local grocer. And then I have 2 cinnamon sticks. These are just the organic cinnamon sticks. These ones are pretty small. Like if I would have been using the ones that I usually get, like the ones from like in the plastic, I probably would have only used one, but these are tiny. And we're just gonna bring this to a simmer. You don't wanna like boil it, you just wanna steam it. And once it starts like kind of simmering, turn it down and then cover it and just leave it alone until everything's tender, okay? So fingers crossed this comes out okay, but I don't know. I think it will. But I mean, like I said, I had them by themselves and they were really, really good. But you're going to want to go ahead and let this start bubbling, and then you're going to put it on a low so it'll simmer and cover it, and so it steams itself. Okay, so you can see this is now at a steady boil, so we're going to turn it down to a simmer. Okay. And you're gonna do that. That's it. And then over here I have some mushrooms. These are just the mushrooms I bought from Costco, and I chopped up a good smells like somebody's burning leaves outside, huh?
Maybe
It could be. But yeah, so I'm gonna actually just throw these in a foil pack, and then Leo can throw these on the grill. I usually would have done them in a foil, like disposable pan, but we don't have any, so we're gonna do foil packs. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with a white onion, and these could go on top of your steaks. This is like my favorite way to eat them. It's so freaking good. It's just, oh, it's the best. The best. It is the bee's knees, if you ask me. But yeah, just do foil packs. Foil packs are where it's at too, because then you don't have to wash dishes. So, and you just make sure that everything is tightly sealed, and you just keep doing that. But, and then these don't take long, so it's probably, you know, a few minutes before you're ready to serve. So probably about like 7 or 8 minutes on the grill. You just steam them. That's it. So there's our mushrooms, and then we'll do onions. Oh, I gotta put another layer. I put a hole in it with my nails. P.S. I know someone's gonna be like, your nails are too long, but can we just appreciate that I did these all myself, studs and everything. I'm still learning how to like shape and like cut them down. I'm working on it, but I was pretty proud of them, okay? Saving some money and being bougie at home. This is like my new hobby, so. But anyways, I'm gonna finish doing that. So here are the mushrooms, here are the onions. Guys, those onions were so strong, like I'm blinded at the current moment. I don't know why it does that. It's just the worst. But coming back over to the squash, you could see now it's still simmering, and then it has that going. I'll probably turn it down just a little bit more. If you do notice that the water is running out, just add some more water. You really want these like super soft, like almost like overcooked, okay, where you could like mash them. And then you could save the juice that is in there, the cinnamon and brown sugar mix, because that's gonna act as like a gravy essentially. So just go ahead and let it do its thing, and that's it. All right, so this has been going for probably a good 40 minutes or so, and it smells really good. You could smell all the cinnamon, and you could see too that it definitely gave off some water, so that's good to know. I will say this though, they're not very sweet at all. I'm just kind of using this. I think I might add just a little bit of like a granulated sweetener, just because I don't feel like this brown sugar is giving anything. I mean, I know it's not as strong as, you know, what everybody else uses, because it's like a imitation. So, but they're pretty much done. I just want to show you. You can just see, I could just slide my spoon in there. I just feel like it could be like a ton sweeter. I think I'm going to add just like 2 packets of whole earth sweetener to it, and just kind of drizzle it all over the bits just to sweeten it up a little bit. But the texture is bomb. So I'm going to turn this off, and then I'll add the granulated sugar. So like I said, I'm going to do, you could taste the cinnamon. It tastes very fall. This is very, very good. Even the skin, you could tell here, like you could just slide your spoon right through it. So these are like a-okay. They're really good. But I just want to make it just a little bit sweeter. So I did 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar, and I ended up just throwing in 1 more cinnamon stick, so it was 3 cinnamon sticks. But like I said, I'm going to add just 2 packets of whole earth sweetener just to toss in there and kind of see how it goes from there. I actually changed my mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this on a low heat, and I'm going to take the lid off, and I'm going to let some of this water cooked down, okay? So it kind of just cooks into its own juices. So, and it shouldn't take very long because it is so cooked. But yeah, these are like, I'm really excited for this. I hope this is going to be like a new trend for us, because it's something different. Because God, I mean, you could only have so much of the same shit all the time. So that's what it looks like. The granulated sugar, I just added, like I said, 2 packs of this whole earth sweetener, and I just kind of drizzled it and just stirred it around. So you can see it's starting to boil now, so we're just going to let it cook off some of that fluid. All right, so the onion just came off the grill, and you can see they're nice and transparent now. So I just sprinkled them with a little bit of salt, and then here's the mushrooms. They're all steamed up and ready to go. And then we have our squash right there. It's nice and sweet, and that's ready. And you can see it cooked down. So we have that, and then these are just little potatoes. And then Leo's finishing up the steaks, and I think we might actually put some tortillas on for Leo's mom and dad. But that's it. Yeah, so Leo's gonna get the steaks. We got salt and pepper. You know when people come over, you're like, let me make sure I got everything. We had to put Benny in his room real quick because people are coming in, and he likes to take a run for it. And can't no one take my puppy, but I'm not gonna have those. I think I've put like 3 ounces of that for myself. And then we got some steaks, some mushrooms. It's gonna be real. Are you excited, right? Yeah, it's gonna be good. So we're looking real good. I love these steamed mushrooms, so good. How hot. All right, my friends, here is our food. This is about 7 ounces of that steak. We have about a 1/2 ounce of onion, about a 1/2 ounce of mushroom, and 3 ounces of that Calabasa squash. And this is our dinner. All right, my friends, this is a couple hours later. So it's 7:30, but our family had just left. And I want to go over, this is my Fitness Pal, if you guys were wondering. So looking over everything, we have our egg which sandwich, my coffee creamer, the cucumbers, the chopped tomato, the red wine vinaigrette, the Calabasa squash. It's super low in calories, so I had about 3 ounces. This one says 3.5. I ended up having a little bit more steak, so I had about 10 ounces. The mushrooms and the onions. Onions are super heavy in carbs. That's why I make sure oh, I had that in there twice. Hold on. I make sure I watch those. And then the Snickerdoodle cookie. I'll leave a link down for all that sales for the Perfect Keto Snickerdoodle cookies. And you know, they came out with that cinnamon toast, collagen, and MCT oil. So, you know what, my stomach, if you guys didn't know, I had like a bad case of food poisoning. So I hadn't really, my appetite's slowly coming back is what I'm saying. So we're gonna look over the macro breakdown. So we had 82 protein, 48 total carbs with 11 fiber. So that's leaving us with 37 total net carbs, which isn't bad. I aim to stay below like 30, 40, sometimes 50 net carbs depending, but we had a lot of good vegetables today. And that's kind of what I've been aiming for, is to eat a lot of good like veggies, wholesome stuff that'll really, you know, feed and give me a proper nutrition. And then fat was 92, so I didn't think that was too bad. And total calories is 1332, which isn't, I don't think, too bad as either. You know, again, I'm not really that hungry. I've been drinking a lot of water and just slowly getting my appetite back and just listening to myself. Some days I go over my calories. Some days I go under, but I just make sure I listen and I don't overdo it and I don't underdo it too much. But again, you just listen to yourself, feed yourself, you know, nutritiously, I guess is the word, and just make good choices, friends. And today was a good day. It was a good day to have a good day. We got to see our family. We ate good. We enjoyed each other's company. And I got to hang out with you guys. So all in all, it was a really great day. And I'm glad you guys were along with us. So hopefully you guys got some ideas for maybe some meals for yourself. And I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, friends.